Hi, I'm Alia Bhatt and you're watching Movie Moth.
Hi, this is Ranveer Singh and you're watching me on Movie Moth.
When you all were shooting together, did you address him by mistake as Ranveer anytime?
No, I don't have that confusion. It may be a confusion for the world, but
I had a very unique. This happens all the time.
Huh.
Ranveer claims it happens to him too.
yeah, constantly. But the names are so similar.
Yeah.
Wait for this.
What happened?
I am in a cinema hall.
Huh.
I've gone to check reactions for Simba. Somebody is like, "Hey, Ranveer Kapoor." I was like, "We are in here watching Simba. For God's sake." Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens in strange situations.
It happens.
So I'm Bhawana Somaaya and welcome to the Movie
आपको
Moth
कौन
show.
नहीं जानता,
ऐसा
madam?
कुछ नहीं है.
I am Ranveer Singh.
I'm Alia Bhatt.
Ranveer, you and Alia have done an ad. We have seen
Many ads.
Yeah. So we've
One
seen all the
brand, but
versions
various
of it,
campaigns.
various campaigns, and just recently now a new one has come.
Correct.
Yep.
New one
At
is
the
just
airport,
come.
where for a change, now she is bungling it and you
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
advising her.
Yeah, we take turns.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was just thinking that this kind of a comfort that comes in, does it help the film that you all are doing together?
Yeah, I think for sure. It's like I really enjoyed the time that we spent together working on those ads, and we discovered that there is an inherent give and take, like a chemistry of two co-actors. And I always knew that it would only be really explored and done justice to in a full feature film. And I'm happy that our first one is Gully Boy, which is turning out to be quite special.
Yeah.
So you just shrugged your shoulder when he was explaining. So does it mean that like you can get into any character and it doesn't matter if you've not met the actor before? Like you must have not met Vicky Kaushal.
No. What I mean, the reason I was like wondering about it is because eventually I feel like the story is king and the writing is king, and sometimes you may have a great equation with the actor, but it just may not come across. But sometimes you may hate the actor and it just may be again some great chemistry.
It's
may
never
come.
happened with me, Luz. I can't claim to have had this experience.
No, I have never had that experience, but in this film particularly, like he said, the give and take was very important.
Yes.
Because there is no fixed tonality. The tonality is coming from the actors and from the characters.
Yes.
And because the kind of relationship we shared in the film was pretty deep. It was not
Yeah.
like one fluffy kind of relationship which was just formed in, from where the audience starts watching the film. Their relationship sort of existed before that. So for that, you need a lot of play. And I was very, very excited, especially the fact that we were doing this film together, because it's a fairly simple sort of
New gen.
nuanced, subtle space. Otherwise, we've been going to this wild kind of like, characters,
Quirky.
comedy, quirky with all our ads. And so it's nice to know that we can do both. And
You know what is
But I want to
interesting?
explore many
Ji.
other genres with this lovely co-actor of mine.
Yeah.
Masala being the first and foremost of
Yeah,
them.
wonderful.
And then of course an epic romance, which all the big producers in the business are like, you and Alia should do a big epic romance together.
Everybody
and
is
I fully
listening.
agree. I fully agree.
I hope they're listening and they
Yeah.
should come.
So it's interesting that you have done a film with Zoya, and she loves you because she used to talk about you so fondly during the shooting of the film, and it's your first with Zoya.
Yeah.
Does the comfort zone change if it's your first film with her and if it's your second film with her? I'm not saying that the director plays favorites, but just because you know the person better.
I think, ma'am, because I had such a special collaboration with Zoya on Dil Dhadakne Do, we both knew it was almost unsaid that we would collaborate again, because there was so much left to explore in that dynamic. That was an ensemble film. We wanted to do something where we do a lot more together. And because at the core, I mean, Zoya is the director, but Murad and Safina's relationship is really at the core of the film. So we had our fingers crossed, the both of us. We knew that there was only one actor in this whole world who could be our Safina, and we are only blessed that we got this phenomenon, this phenom called Alia Bhatt. So yeah, I mean, whenever she'd come in for workshops, and especially on the first few days on set, like Zoya and I would go to the side and we'd be like, she's unbelievable, she's unbelievable, she's too good, she's too good, she's too good. So yeah, we were, Zoya and I had an existing working relationship before. She actually bounced many more ideas to me. I hope those films also get made. But like, this is the first time she's got her first choice actors.
Yeah. Zoya apparently has never got her first choice actors in the films that she's cast. Like, she's always gone to actors several times to eventually cast her film. So she was so happy that both of us said yes in the first instance.
Yes. So I was just wondering, how does an actor say yes to a director? It's always intrigued me.
Yeah.
How does the director offer? Does it happen like a whisper in the party, or does she take an appointment and meet you?
It
How much
happens
does she narrate?
on parallelly aligned treadmills. Elliptical machines.
In my case, yeah, with Zoe, it happened while we both were walking on the treadmill, and she said that, you know, I'm coming to you with my next film, and I tried to play it all cool, and I said, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, let me know, and everything. But in my heart, I was like, and like very excited. But to be honest, I feel like when directors, it could be anything, yeah, it could be a message. Sometimes you could be like, come on now, just send me a script and let's just work together. And sometimes it could just be like you happen to run into somebody and like, you know, they may be thinking you don't have time, but actually you do have time, and then that film just happens.
Yeah.
It is like luck by chance.
One interesting incident was, I was receiving the Best Debut Award for Band Baja Barat, and Vikramaditya Motwani was receiving his awards for Udaan, and we were standing in line to get our backstage photo taken with the trophy, and we were standing next to each other. I was like, I loved your movie, I would love to collaborate with you. He was like, I've got something in that line. And while we were waiting to get our pictures clicked, next afternoon we met at Otters Club, and Lutera happened.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like it's really important, at least for actors, and it's not always possible, but I feel it's important to respond to anyone and everyone who comes to you.
You're very correct that way, aren't you?
Superb. What you have said is fantastic, because actors tend to isolate themselves. You never know where a good idea is coming from.
That's true.
And sometimes it comes garbled, you know. And all you need is a script or a script writer who's going to fine tune it.
Sometimes I see movies and I'm like, ऐसी script मेरे पास क्यों नहीं आती है? You know, there are some really.
But I blatantly asked also, I said, why wouldn't you give to me? Producer, like, I asked for that. You don't have any time. I said, so what? You could have at least asked. I would have made time.
Yeah,
you know?
This is a bit dangerous, you know, where producers and directors, filmmakers, writers, they all feel like they find you unapproachable to a degree, or they assume that you won't have the time or anything. But it's not like that.
It's not like that.
Where all years you have our undivided attention. Please come with all your interesting stories.
This is fantastic. So similarly, I'm also very curious, you know, because both of you are very good actors and you all have proved it. I think in fact you are a few who are loved by the critics as well as by the box office, because you have given super hits, and you are extremely popular. Popular in the sense, you know, liked by people. I mean, particularly Alia.
Youth sensation.
Not just that, I think she's so young
icon.
and she's so lovely. And I was just thinking, she's not done anything wrong in such, you know, she's not got into a controversy, she's not spoken out of turn, she's not been disrespectful to anybody. It's wonderful, Alia, and you're doing it spontaneously. It's not, otherwise your father was completely mad when he was young. I mean, Mahesh Bhatt was mad, and we used to love his madness. Today, I don't know how that madness would be accepted. So I'm curious, Ranveer, you've done in this year or last year epic film, then you've done Simba, and now you're doing a Gully Boy. How does an actor just change like that? I mean, what is the process that goes on? We don't see it, but I'm very curious.
Ma'am, I have to say I'm lucky that these films, these stories, these characters are coming to me in this sequence. It's always a function of what is offered to you at what time, or what is coming your way. So I've been lucky that films that are very diverse, very different from each other have come in this sequence. That's part of it. The other part of it is that I very consciously choose roles that are very different from the last installment in my body of work. It's important for me because I'm trying to be the best actor I can possibly be. In my estimation, the best actors, what is best in acting? There's no such thing, there's no better or worse, there's just different ways to do things.
Correct.
So it being that subjective, in my estimation, growing up, I used to think the best actors are the ones who used to do different stuff.
Yeah.
Which you're doing.
Versatile.
Versatile.
So I'm consciously trying to
Pick those.
cultivate myself into being a
No, my
versatile actor.
question is versatility is already established for both of you. We've seen her do Razi, and we are now going to see her in a different character. I'm saying that the character comes to you on a script, and then of course the director is there to take you ahead. How do you work? You've never been a gully boy. You've not lived in a gully.
That's very interesting. The thing is, especially with, I think the two of us, because I've like, yesterday only I was discussing it, in fact, that somebody was saying that Ranveer and I are actually really similar, even the way we are with our characters, I feel. Like, there has to be a little madness within the two of us to really take our characters, like, almost like an alter personality. And I think that maybe he has and I'm just, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe he has had a little bit
Of
more
struggle.
of a visual approach, because he's done those visual characters as well, like Khilji and then Baji Rao and then Gully Boy, Simba. He's always visually transforming, vocally transforming himself, but he's also transforming himself emotionally. And I also tend to do that. And that's a little bit scary from time to time, because you also tend to get very close to your characters. It takes some time to get out of it. And that's why your film becomes very personal, and every journey becomes very emotional and deep. So I don't know how long we'll be able to do this for, but the madness that you were talking about, that I think you mentioned that my father had, I think both of us have to have it if you're saying that we're getting into these characters. Otherwise it's not possible.
Yeah.
You know, Ranveer, when I interviewed the cast of Sanju, because it was a role that Ranveer had worked very hard on, and so many lives and so many characters, the director said the director hangs on to the film much longer.
Yeah.
And the actors are like gypsies.
Correct.
Who after a point just move on to another caravan, another city. And do you think it's that easy for the actors to move on?
Unless you're Rohit Shetty. Then your next film is on the floors in the next 4 days. He's absolutely right about that. I think it's different for different directors, honestly. And it's different for those directors with their different films as well. That said, the same would apply to us as actors. Sometimes, perhaps a film like Befikre takes no time to come out of. The next day you can move on to some other kind of work. A little heavier character like Baji Rao or Khilji takes some time to get out of. And yeah, I guess each one is different, but he's right about that. It's a strange emotional nomads.
Yeah.
It
is strange because also we live with a family for like over like 50 to 60 days, or like sometimes 150 days.
Then you just snap
and then
out.
suddenly one day you're not even with those people anymore, talking to them, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, thick as thieves one day, and then the next day you're not in touch.
Quite schizophrenic.
But that's where actors have to protect themselves in a sense. So you have to move on, but it's not like you've left the director completely. But when the film is releasing, you're like, oh, reminded, oh my god, now this is back. Like, now it's releasing. We forget that we shoot the film and then it has to release also. Sometimes you're like, why can't it just stay, in the cans? Like, why does it have to release? Why do people have to see it? But yeah, directors do tend to, Gauri had said this to me once, that a director lives, breathes and eats like just that film. Like, actors always move on.
Because the director is monogamous, whereas the actor is already meeting the other writers, other actors.
But I think that's also why they're
that's
like
also
supposed
normal,
to.
So Alia, you've never been exposed to a slum, nor have you. When you were shooting this film, whether it was in real Dharavi or it was on the set that was created, was there a thought process, a mental journey about how these people live their lives, what goes on, how privileged we are?
I wasn't totally alien to it. Where I grew up, first 25 years of my life, I had this interesting vantage point which helps me a lot in life as an actor, as a person also. I stayed right at the border of Bandra East and Bandra West. So Bandra West was the affluent part, and I was right at the border, and Bandra East is the not so affluent part. So I'd go to this private school all day. But when I'd come back, I'd spend all evening playing cricket and football with the Wadi boys, you know. So I knew these people, I knew this language. I'd hung out pretty much all my life. They're all my buddies, like Bum Chum, Babu and Hariya and all. So yeah, it helps me a lot having that vantage point. I'm equally comfortable in different social scenarios.
And you?
I mean, of course, there is that feeling.
You
but
grew up in Bandra. You went to the best school
I grew
there.
up in Why does everybody think I grew up in Bandra?
You
I
did?
give out a
Princess
Bandra
vibes,
girl
yeah.
vibe. No, I'm a Juhuite.
Okay.
049.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The 049.
Yeah, I'm 049 and I'm born in Rotterdam.
I like the way she's saying, do I give the Bandra vibes?
No, because this is like the 4th time in the past week people are thinking
What
that
is
I'm
a
from Bandra.
Bandra vibe, Missy?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why.
Bandra?
I'll tell you, I'm okay with Bandra. I love
Because
Bandra.
your father lived earlier in Bandra.
Of course.
But I was not even born.
You weren't even
Hard
born.
Bandra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so see that sense of saying that yes, we're privileged and we have a certain comfort and the life. That feeling I've always been reminded of ever since I was a kid. So it's not like I had to do a film like Gully Boy to be reminded of that.
True.
To be very honest, when I was in this location, there was you know that feeling of like, oh, kya baat hai, kaisi duniya hai. All that didn't come to my mind and heart at all. I feel like their lives are way tougher and tougher, but I don't mean harder, but I mean tougher in terms of strength and in terms of the life that they lead is something that we will probably, or I will probably never be able to lead and maybe even understand. So I have immense amount of respect and admiration for the way all of them, you know, went about leading their daily lives, and not one person, I think, bothered us, at least while I was there, while we were shooting. Too busy with their own lives, you know, too many things to do. And one would think that that would become a situation, security and all. Nobody cared.
Yeah,
We were shooting aram se. And really, their stories are full of passion, and, you know, that's where Gully Boy is born out of. So yeah, I mean, definitely being a part of that situation did give me a little bit more, if not a will to be, you know, stronger and to have a little bit more of a, you know, a richer life.
So can we discuss a little bit about the director? What do you think is Zoya's strength?
Wow. She has a flair for writing. I think that's her strongest suit.
Okay.
She also has, according to me, one of those directors that embraces the collaborative nature of filmmaking, in the sense that she puts together people whose creativity and creative vision she trusts, and then she allows
them to
for
blossom.
their interpretation, a lot of their interpretation. She's not a control freak, you know, she's controlling everything 100%, but she's not, she allows so much for the DOP's interpretation, the actor's interpretation, the writer's, dialogue writer's interpretation. She allows everyone to contribute and then puts it together.
That's a good
Yeah.
observation. And she's not oppressive.
Yeah, and that's a good segue, because I was just going to say she has in her term, like we're actors, so in her approach to actors particularly, she's amazing with actors.
Amazing.
Really?
Because she nurtures them.
Yeah.
It's like you're like an infant, and she's just nurturing you, protecting you, feeding you. She's just very, very sensitive and very nurturing towards her actors.
So
That's
just
very
give me an
special.
example of her nurturing, because they're
Like, for
making
example, when
signals.
she comes, if there's a direction she wants to give you, she'll come and tell you in your ear. And it's not only to the main, you think she'll only do it to me and Ranveer, or, you know,
Do it to others.
this thing. She'll do it to everyone, every character that is in the frame. Any feedback will always be given in the ear. Now, some actors are okay with people speaking on the mic and being like, "Ye kar, don't overact, do this." Some actors are okay with it. Even I'm not this averse to it. But
No?
when I was,
You can take it?
I can take
I
it.
hate
I
it.
find it a different kind of
I hate
challenge.
it.
Like, I like to look, but this particular feeling is a very nice feeling. This doesn't come every time, because you feel very protected, and you know that little bit of that vulnerability कि दूसरों को पता ना चले कि मैंने गलत क्या किया है टेक में, क्योंकि फिर से अगर होगा नहीं, then they'll think I'm a bad actor. So no matter whatever happens, one actor is always thinking like that कि I don't want to seem like I'm not getting it.
Yes.
It's like a little good student sort of behavior.
Yeah.
So she gets that.
Yeah,
she's
she's
very
lovely.
sensitive about it.
I like the line in the last trailer that is released where both of you are together and she says, Apni,
Kai ki apni.
kai ki apni. It is just so subtle.
Bhai ne improvised. Yeah.
Okay.
Did we?
I wrote it.
Yeah.
You
So
said
this
it.
one, by
Put
the
it
way, is
there,
a big
Lou.
writer himself.
Just
He's
put
a
it
closet
there.
writer.
Yeah, no, he is. He's given lots of lines like this. Apni kai ki apni. Now he's reminded me, and I've forgotten. Was his line that was improvised on set. And he's done a lot of that. There's another line in the trailer where you say ना, वो जो कल
कोई दूसरा मेरे को
कोई
बताए।
दूसरा मुझे बताएगा कि मैं कौन हूँ. When his father says, तू कौन है, तेरी औकात क्या है? And he says, कोई दूसरा मुझे बोलेगा कि मैं कौन हूँ. That's also added by him. So Ranveer is actually a very like a closet writer. He should write a film soon.
He will soon.
I've written.
You've written?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
film have
wow.
you written?
Yeah.
Even I have written.
Means
Ranveer.
you're going to direct, you're going to
Really?
give, you're going to
Yeah,
keep.
will you listen to it?
For sure. I
With
love
father and son.
family. बोले तो Sunday को
You can
growth
play
होगी,
double
why
role
not?
if you want the father and son.
Father and son.
दोनों करो.
Double role. Madam,
बोलते हैं हमारे में
A film offer has taken place over
talking the language
Guys.
of my heart.
in the film industry, when you get a double role means you have now reached the top. Dilip Kumar, Ram or Sham, Amitabh Bachchan, Great Gambler.
Oh.
Now Ranveer Singh.
अरे ma'am.
Ito has made it, so have
Double
you.
role. Wow.
Okay, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I really look forward to watching this film because it's giving me such good vibes. And you always just feel the film before you go. You know, before these worlds came out of this kind of things, we used to go to the theatre, look at the poster, make our own stories, and then discover that the story was similar to our imagination or different.